Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson I will teach you how to find sum of geometric series. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, to find the sum of the first 12 terms of this series. So first of all, we need to know that S of n is equal to a r power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. Now, this is for when r is less than -1 or r is greater than 1. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, S of n will give me a, instead of r power of n minus 1, is actually 1 minus r power of n. And over 1 minus r. And this is for r is between 1 and -1. So please keep that in mind for me. So to find the sum of this series, so first of all, we need to know that the a is the first term, so that is 4. So a is 4. Let me just write this down first. And we need to find the common ratio. So the common ratio is term 2 over term 1, or can be term 4 over term 3. Okay, keep that in mind. So in this case, I just use term 2 over term 1. So term 2 is 6 and term 1 is 4. And we just put down a calculator. So 6 over 4. Otherwise, I can just simplify this. Give me 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So it's just easier, that's all. So now, because it's the common ratio is larger than 1 or greater than 1, so therefore we use the first formula here. So keep that in mind, okay? So now let me just write out the rule. So S of n is equal to a r power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. So there you go. So now a is 4. So let's just replace with this. And we are after the sum of the first 12 term. S of 12, if you like. So a is 4. And we have r. So r is 1.5 here. So we just write this down. 1.5 power of n. And in this case, n is 12. So we just write 12 and minus 1 over r minus 1. R is 1.5. So we just go 1.5 minus 1. So what I do now is I just put that on the calculator. So I just go fractions, 4 brackets, 1.5 power of 12 and minus 1. Brackets over 1.5 minus 1. Or you can just put 0.5. That will do. So there you go, 1029.97, correct to 2 decimal place, equal to 1029.97. So there you go. Part B. So to find the first 12 terms of this, so first of all, we know that the first term, that is a, is 9. And to work out the common ratio, r is equal to term, let's just use term 3 over term 2. Or you can use term 3 over term 4 if you like. So term 3 is this term here, which is 4 over term 2, that is -6. So that will give me, simplify this, should get 2 over 3. So there you go. Now, since the common ratio is between -1 and 1. Okay, so r is between 1 and -1. So this means that we need to use this formula here. So S of n is equal to a, because r is between -1 and 1, we just use this formula, 1 minus r power of n instead of r power of n minus 1. Okay, keep that in mind. Of course, this one also 1 minus r. So now we just replace the variable with this number here. So a is 9 and then 1 minus the common ratio, which is negative 2/3. So we have the bracketed, of course, like this, and power of 12, and we are after s of 12. Don't forget, over 1 minus negative 2/3. So now what I do, I just put that on the calculator. So just go fractions, 9 brackets, 1 minus, don't forget brackets again, 2/3, and close bracket, power of 12. And get out, close bracket one more time, and we have 1 minus bracket, negative 2/3. Don't forget, okay? So there you go, 5.36, correct to 2 decimal place, so 5.36. So therefore, S of 12 is equal to 5.36. There you go. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How did you go? So let me go through them with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So first of all, we know that A is equal to 8. And the common ratio, R, is, let's use term 2 over term 1. That is 8. So now just put that on the calculator. 3.2 divided by 8. So there you go, 0.4. So 0.4. Now, because the common ratio is between negative 1 and 1, so therefore we use this formula here. S of n equal A. Instead of R power of n minus 1, we use 1 minus R power of n. Okay, keep that in mind. Over 1 minus R. So there you go. A is 8. So that means 8 here. 1 minus R. So R is 0.4. And then power of n. N is 9. Because we want to find S of 9. So the first 9 term of this series. So power of 9 over. So 1 minus 0.4. So there you go. So now what I do, I just use calculator to evaluate this. Fractions, 8 brackets, 1 minus 0.4, power of 9, close brackets, and get down there and divide by 0.6, because 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. Otherwise, you just type 1 minus 0.4, okay? So there you go, 13.33, correct to 2 decimal place. So 13.33. There you go. Part B. So we know that A is equal to 2. And the common ratio is 6 over 2. Term 2 over term 1. Or you can use 18 over 6, okay, if you like. So 6 over 2, that gives me 3. Now, because the common ratio is greater than 1, so this means that S of n, we use this formula, A, so R power of n minus 1 over R minus 1. But then we need to find the sum of the first 9 terms. So S9 will give me A is 2, so we just put 2 here. R is 3, so 3 power of n, and n is 9, so 3 power of 9. And we minus 1 over R minus 1. R is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. Otherwise, you can just go 3 minus 1. So therefore, you can just simplify this. And since 3 minus 1 is 2, so this here, we can cancel this out. So I can just put that in a calculator. 3 power of 9 minus 1. So we just go 3 power of 9, we minus 1. There you go. So 19,682. So that is equal to 19,682. There you go, and I hope you got it correct. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.